We'll focus today on the concept of choice. Choosing ourselves, choosing God, choosing whatever it is that you call that which is greater, that which is in the highest. Most, if not all of us, have a wounding of feeling abandoned on some level. Maybe abandoned by God, maybe abandoned by our families, maybe abandoned by humanity or by a lover or so forth. Today, we'll focus on healing our own self-abandonment. Taking responsibility and ownership of our own choice to stand in ourselves, to choose truth above distraction and suffering, to choose our purpose above desire and fear. To make that which we are and that which we have come for always paramount and the top priority and center point from which everything else stems. And anything different from that is self-abandonment in different forms. So the crux of all this is choice. Shedding our victimization and the feeling that things are out of our control or they just are the way they are. And noticing at every point, what choice are we making? And feeling how our sense of unity with ourselves, our sense of self-relationship, the beginning of an unconditional self-love and self-togetherness, is when we are no longer willing to abandon ourselves, to pull ourselves out of our root, to obscure ourselves from our center point, from God, from our spirit soul essence. When no distraction, desire, pleasure, or pain is worth doing that anymore. Where no distraction fools us into following it. Where we have learned enough from time and time again of choosing that which is not us or not ours, of feeling confused or depleted or left wanting. When all those lessons have been enough and point us clearly towards that which has been awaiting us the entire time, towards that which we have always known has been awaiting us, towards that which perhaps we have feared for its immensity and its beauty and its power, towards that which perhaps we felt unworthy of, towards that which perhaps we thought we had to work for or wait for. And instead, it dawns on us that actually it's our choice. That we can't hide anymore under the guise of victim. Or the excuse of passivity. But instead, we feel ourselves through our courage as if courage were our first true mirror to ourselves. That moment of choosing ourselves, where from that point forward, we don't ever go back. A new life begins from this point forward. This is self-loyalty. This is saying yes and showing up. This is accepting our purpose and knowing we are needed now, not later when we're more comfortable. This is prioritizing the sacred and the sincere. With humility and no need to be seen or accepted or celebrated by others. Because we're finally seeing ourselves and we're finally seeing God. And this is millions and trillions of times greater and more potent than any attempt at being seen by others. The commitment that I speak of here today is similar to the culturally created and valued commitment of two humans making marriage vows with each other. This is the inner marriage. This is the commitment to last a lifetime and hopefully all future lifetimes. Correction, not hopefully. This commitment spans across all aspects of being throughout time and space and dimensions and identities. It's the greatest commitment that we could ever make. It's the healing of the greatest split, the greatest suffering. That we view from the view of illusion and suffering and duality, which is the split of self from God. This commitment reunites that illusion of split, brings us home to ourselves and within ourselves. With the Father, the Great Mother, whatever your term is, for the greatest essence and beingness. That is your greatest source and greatest home. From this alignment, any lack of alignment within ourselves or that we see in our environment becomes extremely visible. We have one priority and one job, which is to maintain our own alignment. To commit and recommit, to deepen our self-connection, to reintegrate the aspects of ourselves that feel like they peeled off, turned away, covered their own eyes. Simply by coming back to our center. And we feel now deep within ourselves, this center point, where there is no separation between human, soul, God, any aspects of being, any time or space. Just one unity. We feel our dedication and our determination. We say yes to our place. We say yes to the power and potency of who we are. And this comes with complete humility because we are at the center point of reverence. Of giving ourselves over to be a servant of that which we know to be most true, which is only solely the power of love in all of its forms. This is our great loyalty. And we say no to anything else that we need to in order to say yes to this. We will no longer be distracted. We will no longer be fooled. We will no longer be caught in smaller aspects of self or smaller stories, pulling us from that which is most real, most true, and most needed, and most of service to ourselves and to all beings. This is the warrior of light and truth and love, who guides with self-knowing, with pure knowing and pure seeing, with words of truth, and with actions of discernment, always of and for love, well-being, union, and unity. We stand in this commitment now. It is in this way that we come back to our greatest home, the self that we have always been. The God space we were created from and live within. This is my true identity, and I stand here. And this is what I stand for. The eyes see past veils of illusion. The heart holds steady. Despite any blows from the external environment. The rootedness is with the source of all creation. Infinite and infinitely abundant and infinitely powerful. With the true, pure power that has been so easily forgotten through other aspects of consciousness. We do not meddle in that which distracts us and that which brings us down. We simply let go and realign. Our work, our effort is one work only, which is to come back here. From here, everything occurs naturally and flows effortlessly. With harmony and alignment. Whenever we are not in harmony and alignment, there is only one thing to do. We do not get involved in the 10,000 things. We come back home. We realign, we find ourselves again. And from here, we are in contact with the world. We allow through our hearts our direct and instant communication with all those in the unseen realms, in the highest realms who work with us for our highest evolution. We share with them our commitment. We ask for their support to help us remain aligned, to help us easily realign whenever we need. I ask and permission, full support from all those who work with me for my highest and best. To help me enter and maintain my true and highest alignment. So that I may always be myself. So that I may always remember. So that all of my actions, the multiple forms that I take, and all identities and lives that I take, are expressions of the center of divinity flowing through me in every thought, emotion, breath, and action. In times of difficulty, ignorance, or a sense of weakness, please help make the crooked way straight. My dedication to myself and to my center is like a magnetism, gravity, a natural force field of intelligence and intention that will always bring me back. This is my commitment. I ask and I permission that I will experience ease, well-being, deep inner joy, and inner peace as my lessons come to me on all levels of myself with ease and easeful understanding. I ask for grace and mercy, and for God to cut the karmic red tape so that I may best be myself and be of service. So that I may be available to stand as light and radiate light for the healing and evolution and well-being of all beings. May my human life be easeful, so that I may best be available to be of service to others. I receive this grace as I stand in this commitment and this responsibility. Everything from and as true self is pure well-being. Completely free from suffering. With levity and complete ease. With the eyes of compassion. With patience and equanimity. and with the love knowing and the capacity to see perfection. To not get fooled by the face of form, but to rest in the ground of perfection that underlies everything. Seeing the unity of the one great matrix of life. We understand that our capacity to give is only truly possible when we are standing in full abundance ourselves. We allow ourselves to be immersed in light and receiving light and regeneration in all moments, so that we are always abundant within ourselves, and so that it is from this abundance and not from any form of self-sacrifice or self-abandonment that we are able to give to and care for others. We give thanks to these teachings. We give thanks to all those who came before us, to all those who have taught us, to all those who have birthed the ones who birthed us, to all those who have taught the ones who have taught us. That because of their effort, and potentially even due to moments of their own self-sacrifice, we can stand here today and make a new, deeper, and more expansive choice. That rejects and sacrifices nothing, but is only wholeness, abundance, and fullness. We give thanks to Grace and all those who work with us in the unseen realms. We allow ourselves to be witnessed in our self-commitment and carried forward. Please give thanks in your own way.